Hello and welcome. This is Sprite Alchemy and I am Fable. Sketchbook tour. This is the first one that I started numbering. Yeah. Hello. I'm 12. That date is backwards. There's like, I guess this was like here is some little blurbs of like what the brain world was like at the time. We have like a lyrican and a little hamster guy, and it looks like they're in a laboratory. And then there is a bit of the Mushroom Kingdom. That feels copyright. Mushroom City. And here's a gloop. A gloop. A gloff? Gloop. Yeah. We'll get with these first. There's another one of the gloops. They're like slime-ish creatures that are like transparent, and they have eyeballs and like a brain and like a mouth, but the mouth is also a portal to a another place, so them eating you is a bad thing. Some like attempts at design, and another one of those little like hamster balls. This is the original map of Bossidome. It's been expanded since, but to like have more ocean in between. But yeah, there's like this is like the Mushroom City on the continent of Ingia, and it's the Mushroom City / forest, and it's bordering the always active volcano like region. And then this is the Sparkling Isles, or yeah. Islands. And then over here is, I don't think I actually came up with a name for that continent, but like there's like a massive like Grand Canyon-esque river system on that side, and like a lot of mountains. Okay. These are the moons. There's Kilta and Flaw, which are respectively the moon of ice and the moon of dragons. This is before I got a full picture of what I wanted the Glofferix to be. This is like a potential design. Let's see. The first renditions of the Mushroom Guard. They're like the sentient walking mushrooms that protect the mushroom forest. There's like the little guys that there's like a bunch of them, and they like run around. Sometimes I have like little swords, and then there's like the bigger ones that have like hammers sometimes, and like they're like mushroom cap serves as a like jump pad for the smaller ones, and also like they're like little they can be mounts for the mushroom people. This feels like, oh, if I had a tattoo, that's adorable. I'd want a butterfly there. That is cute. I think this is a what is the word? Self-portrait. Ooh, this is the Mushroom King. Also technically fan art, but they would develop into their own character. What is the fan art for? The Black Rock Chronicles. I don't know. I don't think they're going by that name anymore, so I don't like, but yeah. It's Black Rock Chronicles fan art. And they would develop into like the Mushroom King and be one of the rulers of India. This is better Mushroom Guard like reference art. The first one was like silly doodle design, and then this is like going back and like making it what's the word, like fleshed out, finalized. Yeah, more concept art. So that winged OC named Artemis, I believe. Or yeah, something like that. They are from Marvel, but then I would later get like a cat named Artie, and they would be like sidelined. These guys would develop into like similar to the Wendigos in My Little Pony, where they're like animal like sky spirits, but instead of them being like all like malicious, they are like relatively like neutral creatures, and just kind of like when they gather they make weather. I think that's Undertale fan art. Yes, I guess they would also turn into people at one point, which I'm not against. I think this would turn into the like salt flat like village city region. And like the concept is if you die in the salt flats because of the magic of Basadoon, what doesn't decay develops its own sentience, and therefore the bodies don't necessarily decompose, they turn into like salt preserved creatures, and then there's just like a town of salt people. Yeah. I think it was my answer to like, how would a skeleton have transparent skin? Yeah, and like they would turn into the like personification of void and death respectively, but so at this current time they're siblings. Eventually they will not be siblings, just because like that's not necessarily how it worked out with the story wise. There was quite a few plot lines with her. Oh, and that's the rain is because like they're made of salt, so like technically the salt is not necessarily good to be out in rain, and hence why they would like have umbrellas or things, but she's being like tough. and like going out in the rain for a little bit if she needs to, I guess. I don't know. That was 12, I guess. These are pirates. That is, I don't remember his name, but this is Opal O'Toole in human form. Yeah, I don't remember. I think this is how planets, like the solar system. I was planning like how Boston's solar system work. Or the solar system of Altil. Different planet? Potentially, I think. This and Boston would later get fused. More finalized, like, creature concepts. We have the gloop, and this is like corruption creatures, and then another one of those little fluffy poofs. Oh. And I guess this is like a dust devil spirit. I think I made another sprite of that at some point in the last video, and I think I preferred the other sprite over it, but like this one is not bad. Oh, this one says Chad, and I only have one creature named, or guy named Chad, and he's now named Aureus Luxford, so I guess that might have been what Chad Aureus Luxford looked like before he was like a guy. Mermaid person, snake person. Lot of like different concept designs and then trying to see what they would be like colored. The only one that like really gets turned into something is this guy. He gets slowly morphed into a different bunny person. More like playing around with the like ghost design. Yes, this would become void and then death respectively. But like also death doesn't look like that anymore. She got her own plotline, and which I think is in this one. Yeah, like that's they were connected at some point actually. That is right. Because they're like a skull person. Because they're like a skull person that was made from the bones of a dead lady. Soul's wonky, and also they have a hollow bit inside their head. Or maybe there's abilities for a ghost to hang out in there. They would turn into another ghost creature called Bunny Bon, and I don't remember Skull Person's name, would go on like mercenary missions together, and like she was actually kind of like a jumper, like a dimension jumper, and would like bring back like cool things, or maybe it was for destroying corruption in other places. I think it was more for destroying corruption in other places. That sounds more sense. And then that would turn into her being a like the personification of death for Boston, but that doesn't actually mean death. That means you are the keeper of Lyricans. Yeah, they are a jackalope. This guy, well, doesn't actually get turned into like a character. It is a Bunny Bon was a adjacent character to this guy. Like this, I think it's more this guy turned Bunny Bon into who Bunny Bon is. Yeah. That is just a cool, like, warping deer design. So you are Fire Lady from before. I think you are Aureus Luxford. I think I combined those two characters into one character. The concept, or yeah, I think it was like I had the concept of he's gone through a lot of variations. I think in this variations he's like a dead sailor, which is a bit more accurate to his current like past. But I think he and Chad got combined into Aureus Luxford. Random concept designs. I like the poses, they're fun. I used to draw like octopuses a lot when I was like bored. It was just like an easy thing. Those and like mushrooms are just like fun. This, I believe, is Hazbin Hotel inspired. Wall-E inspired. I went through like a drawing robots phase. And like the portal, the warp creatures. My Little Pony fan art. They're like, I think they're like a cousin of Fluttershy. Concept creatures. I think these are like dog shifters and they turn into Dalmatians, and that's why it's like Spot and Dot. This was the like finalized concept for a comic that I never made. That was like, they find like an ancient pencil in like a vintage or like thrift store, and it like has magic powers to like make what you draw, and then does helpful things with it. friendly neighborhood Spider-Maning, hence the like the mask, but like making like ladders and shit. And then this is Bunny Bon saying goodbye. Goodbye. We're out here. Goodbye. But it's not actually the end, because I used to scribble in the back. I still scribble in the back a little bit. This is Adventure Time inspired. It's like draw yourself, but in Adventure Time. This was like layout for trying to design stuff for my bedroom at the time. A superpower person doing like swatch tests. 3 color challenges. I think this was like a drawing a fire logo. And that is it for number 1. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.